Hi everyone, pardon me for my sore throat. I am I am Radhika Gupta. I secured All India Rank 18 this year, and this was my second attempt. And in my first attempt, I got in through reserve list into Indian Railway Personal Service. So I'm currently there. And first of all, I would like to thank Answer and entire KSG team for having me here. It's a pleasure always to come to KSG and meet everybody. So there's one thing that I keep speaking about, and it is reacting like an officer throughout the journey. So this is my favorite part of the preparation because it taught me a lot. It made me grow as a person. So we all often feel that preparation is something else, and when the results come, we become an officer in a moment with that one PDF. But I don't think that's how it works. You become an officer in the entire process. You grow those qualities. So this is something that I would want to speak to you about, that please develop qualities that you think are necessary as an officer and that you would need in the process or that you would need afterwards. So honesty with yourself is something that Vinayak has spoken about. Integrity is something that you have to develop. Emotional intelligence is extremely important. Maintaining your balance, mental health in the process, because it's a marathon, so that has to be there. These qualities will help you not just in the process but also after the process. So this was one thing. Second thing is that we often fail to trust our judgment and intuition when we think of UPSC. We start with self-doubts. So do not start with self-doubts. You are as capable as rank 1. You're as capable as anybody else in the process. So do not start with self-doubt. Start with confidence. Start with the feeling that you can do it. And you are best, right? So that self-confidence has to be there, because that will keep you on your toes throughout the process. The third thing that I've learned with a lot of failures in this process is that we often shy away from making mistakes. We shy away from writing tests, we shy away from writing mocks, and we procrastinate. Do not shy away from making mistakes. Write as many mocks as possible. Be brutal in that sense, because the more you sweat in in battlefield, the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. So the more number of mocks you write, the more times you fail in mocks, the lesser the possibility that you would fail in main examination. So even if you score less marks in the morning, do not stop yourself from writing a test in the afternoon. That is something that I've learned. The third thing that I want to talk about is mental strength, because mental strength is extremely important, because it's a marathon. You stay in the process for a minimum of 2.5 years, and it can go even longer than that. On an average, it can go to 4 years, 5 years. So if you are not healthy mentally, you cannot stay in the process. So mental strength, mental resilience has to be developed, and that is where emotional intelligence comes into picture also. So I think since you have to be on your toes every day, mentally strong, you have to be there. You have to be that person. So you have to find a balance between your personal life, your professional life, your studies, and everything else in between. So there's a range of emotion that UPSC has. You might have love-hate relationship with the subjects, and that is where the balance has to be found. Since I'm also talking about, I spoke about qualities that you have to develop in the process. I think those qualities will help you in writing answers for ethics also. And my colleagues will talk to you about different subjects, but case studies in ethics is one of my favorite areas. And I used to personally feel that ethics cannot be taught to you by a book in 7 days or in 10 days. You learn that throughout your life. So when you're preparing for ethics, reflect on your life, reflect on your own life, read examples of people, and collect those stories. Those stories will not just motivate you in the process, but when you write those stories, it gives a hope to the reader, to the examiner. So always end your answers with hope. Always, not just in ethics, but also in essay and in GS, you have to write in a sense that displays hope. Because the person on the other side is a 60-year-old man, and that person expects hope from us as young civil servants. So that hope has to be there. So do not be overtly critical, but be constructively critical. That should be kept in mind. That is one lesson that I learned. So collecting examples and prioritizing the vulnerable people in the case studies, that is something that you should do. कि जो सबसे vulnerable इंसान है, कहीं पे अगर कोई अटैक हुआ है और किसी को चोट आई है, तो me as an officer would come last, but the person who is vulnerable would come first. So as they say that personality test is a reflection of your personality, but mains is a passive reflection of your personality. So I think we often do not understand that mains is also reflecting who we are as a person, and this is passive reflection. So when we write things that have hope, when we write things which shows priority to the most vulnerable person in the case studies or in any answer. That shows who we are going to prioritize as an officer. So always keep that in mind. Keep working on these things. And last but not the least, irrespective of your results, this process will change you as a person. This process will make you a better individual. And I kind of do not like who I was as a person 3 years back. And I think these 3 years I took as an investment in myself. So this is something that I would like to tell you, that since I failed in my first attempt, so I knew that there's a bittersweet feeling that is there. But believe me, after 2 days I realized that I came back, that I came out as a different individual altogether. So treat this as an investment in yourself. The person you become after UPSC preparation, that is immensely beautiful. You all will become really, really nice people after, you prepare for 3 years. You learn so much, you gain so much. So, and remembering your why of the process is extremely, extremely important, because that keeps you in the process. So you remember your why, you remember your purpose, because they also say that there's a very famous saying that when the purpose gets bigger, the pain gets smaller, and that is how the purpose would survive, and that is how the pain will subside. So remember your purpose, your why of the process, and I think that will help you sail through the journey. And with that, all the very best, and thank you.